Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new episode of Music with Nick. I'm super happy. Today we have a marathon by Lee. And these are pretty much all, yes, they're rock bands and metal bands. And we're both huge fans of metal music. Yeah. And I have, I'm lucky enough that Lee lives here in this town, and I just got him, into Iron Maiden, and I'm so happy because I remember when I was a teenager when I got into Iron Maiden, and it was already way, Bruce Dickinson had already left the band, and the first Iron Maiden album that I bought was already where he had left, and then he came back, thank God. But and so right now I'm he is going through the whole Iron Maiden discovery, which is amazing. I mean, everyone that loves Iron Maiden knows this, how important they are and how good they are, and they're just a great band, and a fun band to watch live. And I've seen them twice now, and they're just amazing, and they're so big in South America, but this marathon is about, metal music that is pretty much inspired or has a touch of like Middle Eastern vibes. And these are a few songs that he's showing me. So, we do this back and forth, but I'm going to add something as well here at the end, which is Symphony X. That's my next project to get Lee into. Because I love Symphony X almost as much as I love Iron Maiden. I would say the same. They're up there of my favorite metal bands. And now Symphony X is a little bit more prog, a lot more prog. But well, so I'm gonna do Deep Purple. First of all, thank you, Lee, so much for all the marathons you sponsored this month. Thank you so much for the help and love and everything, and just also the friendship that we have together. But yeah, today we're gonna do some Deep Purple. We're gonna do Perfect Strangers. Now this one, I have to say, I don't know if it's the title of the album, but we've done some of this, so I'm kind of like, I think I've done some of these songs on the channel, but I don't know. And then I think there's a song on Dream Theater, a Dream Theater album, and then it's a live version, and I think they do Perfect Strangers. So I might have heard this before, so I'm just letting you know. I want to be honest. Then we're gonna do From Straight Between the Eyes. It's right there. It's right there. We're gonna do Eyes of Fire. I don't know the song. I know, let's see, I know Death Alley Driver. I just played it the other day. To Lee, not the entire thing, but the harmonic minor scale. And then I know Stone Cold, I remember, but I've never heard this last song. So I'm super excited to do that. Then we're gonna do The Last Stop, Dave Matthews. Now that's not metal, but Dave Matthews is amazing. And then we're going to do something I've never heard of. We're going to do Incendio, which is called like when something fires up, and Fuente de Almas, which is the Fountain of Souls. So I don't know where they're from, so that's kind of cool. So I'm super, I don't know if it's in Spanish or if it's instrumental. But yeah, and then at the end we're going to do a song that I'll add, which is called Egypt, and it's just a masterpiece. So we're gonna have amazing fun here. So strap into your seats because you're about to be taken to the Middle East. And yeah, we're gonna treat you to some Middle Eastern vibes in rock and metal, and also some alternative. So get ready. I'll be right back. All right, so also I wanted to tell you guys, look at this amazing, beautiful t-shirt that my wife got me. I'm so happy with this. My first and only Yngwie Malmsteen t-shirt. I mean, it just fits very well because Yngwie Malmsteen is a huge fan of Deep Purple and Rainbow. He has had a Deep Purple vocalist, he's had a Rainbow vocalist, and he has an I think that's it. And then, I mean, he has people that had worked, I think, who was it that worked in Rainbow? I think the guy that sings on this album, Jolyn Turner, sang on his 4th album. And Deep Purple, I don't know who sings Perfect Strangers, but he's obviously, as a child or as a teenager, he was very inspired by Deep Purple. So yeah, that's kind of cool as well. So, all right, so here we go with Perfect Strangers. So just to let you know, I might know this because I saw the title on the Dream Theater. Let's see, Dream Theater, and this is called, the album, it's with the kid on the cover. There's a child playing in the sand, and it's called, you know, why don't I look it up on Spotify? Dream Theater. A wonderful record, by the way. It has like this 23-minute epic, which we did, by the way. If you want to check it out, Alexia pulled through the entire thing. So I was very proud of her. Change of Seasons. And there's a Change of Seasons. Oh, see, Perfect Strangers, live at Ronnie Scott's Jazz Club. So I've heard the live version before, but played by Dream Theater. So that doesn't count. All right, so just like, that's why I was like, okay, I've heard this before. I know about this, so there you go. And Lee is not a fan of Dream Theater, so he's going to be like, please, okay? I'm a fan of Dream Theater. I like the version, but he can't stand, oh, and Alexia can't stand James LaBrie. Sorry, James. You know, so here we go with the mighty Deep Purple. This is from Perfect Strangers, the album 1984. I thought it was from the 70s. Okay, this is, I guess, when they got back together again. Mark IV, Mark V, something. Let's go. Now, I don't remember this. Okay, this is amazing. I love it. I've never heard, I think, Deep Purple in this iteration, like in the 80s, you know. That riff, that I guess that's the Middle Eastern part. I would have loved, because I already showed the song to Lee, Power Slave. I think that's the most Middle Eastern song of Iron Maiden. It's even, you know, with the, has the pyramids on the front. Power Slave, the album, but I think Power Slave, the song, has that, you know, that kind of vibe. But oh wow, so this is Ian Gillan, Richie Blackmore, John Lord, Roger Glover, and Ian Pace. So pretty much the originals back together. Now I just want to say what Mark, this is the reformed Mark II lineup. That's insane. I love it. And I've never really listened to 80s Deep Purple, always the 70s stuff. So this is cool. This sounds very good. I wonder where was this recorded? Studio Vermont. Okay. And now it says here that the US tour 1985 outgrossed every artist except Bruce Springsteen, you know, the boss. So that's why he's called the boss. So, all right, let's go back. This is great, by the way. Love it. I know I must remain inside this silent well of wow, man. So cool. That, I love it, man. What a great year for heavy metal. Oh, okay. What a great year for heavy metal, because Power Slave, the album that was talking about, came out in also 84. So they all had their kind of like Middle Eastern, Egyptian vibes and stuff, you know. So awesome, man. And also Metallica. What did Metallica release in 84? I think Was it Ride the Lightning? Or just no, Master of Puppets, I think. Metallica. That must have been a time, you know, to get all this music. Let's see. Metallica 84. Or was it Ride the Lightning? Ride the Lightning 1984. Whew. What a great album. And also this album released 1984, which has won a Grammy for best instrumental album. And what else? What did Megadeth do? I think if they released Rust in Peace in 1984, I'm like done, because that's my favorite album. Let's see. 1984. Van Halen released literally 1984. That's what it's called. So Megadeth released... Oh, they hadn't been formed yet. So in 1985, they released Killing Is My Business. Wow. Okay. I didn't know about that. All right. Well, it doesn't matter. Wow, that's crazy that Iron Maiden had already 5 albums by the time that when Megadeth started. Okay, so let's continue. This is gonna be Rainbow Eyes of Fire. Here we go. It's gonna be so much fun, this marathon. I mean, I'm already having so much fun, and we're just one song in. Let's go. Love Joe Lynn Turner. I don't know. I just have like this. I do love him because when I used to listen to Odyssey, and that's the album that he's on Yngwie Malmsteen, it's just a good album. It's a more of a commercial Yngwie Malmsteen album, but it's still top tier. I think the first 5 Yngwie Malmsteen albums are amazing, and then I don't know. It just the first 6 or maybe 7, and then I don't know what happened, but still amazing stuff. But yeah, it's just amazing. I love his voice, and I do know Death Alley Driver very well, so I really like him. And this is great. And this, when it opened, this whoosh, there's a song called "I'm a Viking" on Marching Out, which is also amazing. But it's not Middle Eastern, it's more about Vikings, so I wouldn't use that. I think we're gonna go with Symphony X at the end. You're gonna be pleasantly surprised. Also, Michael Romeo, the guitar player of Symphony X, he's gonna blow your socks away. This is something that the other day Lee told Alexia that he loved about Maiden, that when they you know, when they play their solos, they're very thoughtful. Especially Adrian Smith. He's like my favorite guitar player. Like my favorite metal guitar player within a band. You know, his solos are so thoughtful. They're very well constructed. They're not just flashy. They have a lot to say. They're just very nice. They're just very good to listen to. Dave Murray's solos as well. But I think Adrian Smith is just such a great composer. It's that, but also Michael Romeo, you'll see when we listen to Symphony X. Okay, let's continue with Rainbow. Awesome. Awesome. That solo, those two solos made up almost for the one that was missing. That was kind of weird that Richie Blackmore didn't play a solo in Perfect Strangers, but I think maybe it wasn't necessary for the song to move forward. This was really good that he played even two, and this was just this Locrian. The Locrian mode is like the Arabic scale, and oh my God, we were just talking about this. A friend of mine who's just learning the guitar, and he had so many questions, but it's almost why? And I'm like, I don't know why. That's just the way it is, you know. Like the major scale, and I was telling him that it's actually chords, not just notes. That also has chords, and they are like major, major, minor, minor, major, and stuff like that. And then he would keep on saying why, and I don't know why. It's just like it goes. That's because it's harmonically correct. I mean, of course there's a why, but I guess I've never really analyzed exactly why. It's just because it sounds. That's the way it sounds. That's the way it was formed, you know. Like, and then we got into modes, you know. And then he's like, why? What is a mode? And I'm like, well, you know, it's pretty much a scale, but it has a certain sound. And we got into it, and we were talking for hours. It was a lot of fun, but it's also cool because I'm relearning all the basics. And because every mode has a different feel to it, you know. The Dorian mode, Mixolydian mode, Phrygian mode, all that stuff. It's very cool. It's so interesting. But yeah, everybody was, I guess, you know, kind of like on the Locrian train, you know, during that year. I mean, certainly Rainbow and Iron Maiden. All right. Let's see. Well, this came out in 1982, and I wanted to add that. Straight Between the Eyes, right there behind me. Wonderful. Just great metal, you know. Okay, so this is a little bit different here. This is Dave Matthews. And Dave Matthews, I mean, he's a genius. You know, I love his music. So far, what we've heard is just amazing. And but it's more, you know, alternative. So let's listen to him. Here we go.
Your sins are washed enough, a mother's cry.
I love him. I love his band. He's so talented. I love his voice, and it sounds really like, it sounds literally like Power Slave. You know, it sounds. It's just that scale. It's so powerful. It has such a uniqueness to it, you know. And I'm happy that it came up with this song. Let me send it to Alexia. She loves Dave Matthews, and she's gonna get a kick out of this. And well, we're halfway through. I hope you're having a lot of fun. Still another band at the end before Symphony X that I've never heard of, Incendio. So I'm looking forward to it. But let's get through Dave Matthews first. I love everything he's doing. The acoustic guitar, the strings doing, you know, the Arabic, you know, tension there. It's beautiful. Really good.
Go ahead and believe that you are the chosen one. This is the best stop. It's always blowing up.
Banjo.
We can break it down, so it's not so black and white. On the eye. This is the last stop. Hey, there's more than showing us. Oh, and I hope that we can break it down, so it's not so black and white. Black and white. I'm on the sea. You're righteous. You're righteous. You're righteous. You're always so right. And there you are nailing good to a tree, and then say, forgive me, forgive me. Go ahead and dream. Go ahead and believe that you are the chosen one. This is the last stop. Hey, there's more than blowing up, but I hope that we can break it back. It's not so black and white, so right.
That banjo. Beautiful, beautiful song. and I've really tried to learn. You know, I have a banjo right there. It's not in the, you know, in the view, but it's right here. And I learned a little bit. I can't do the whole like putting the things on my fingers. I just finger pick, and but I just need to practice more, you know. It's more about it helps when you've been playing classical guitar for a couple of years. So, but it's just like the chords. I really would have to take at least one class with a banjo player. You can't apply. Yes, it helps to be a guitar player, but it's a different instrument, you know, totally. It's like when people have told me, hey, why don't you teach me how to play bass? And I'm like, no, you know, I don't know how. I mean, I know what is on the bass, but to play bass is a different animal, you know, than playing guitar. It's totally different. It's a different mentality too. You're in sync with the drums, you know, it's all about the rhythm, and it's about reading the chords, and I don't know, it's just different, you know. Okay, this was wonderful. I love the sax, I love the singing, I loved all the instrumentation in there. It was really good, really a cool song. He really nailed the sound and everything, and without being metal, but it was heavy, you know, it was heavy. Okay, this is so I don't know, let's see. So the album is Elimination 2001, and this is Fuente de Almas. Like I said, Fountain of Souls. Incendio is pretty much, Incendio means when something catches fire. So I'm gonna look up the band, but I'll press play and we'll talk about it in a minute. So this reminds me a lot of one of my favorite, world, music bands is Strunz and Farah. I grew up with those guys. Like literally, I was listening to that music before I was listening to metal. So, So I've always, because I just love, you know, flamenco and Spanish guitar, and just like, again, they use a lot of you know, Arab music in their music, of course. So yeah, but yeah, it sounds a little bit like Strunz and Farah and Willie and Lobo, you know, because of the violin. Beautiful, I love it. But check out Strunz and Farah. They're amazing. Like they're like on a different level. They're like crazy good. That's a band that I would love to see live. But this is amazing. It's beautiful, you know. Kudos to them, really, honestly. So they're from out of LA. So I thought they were maybe like from Argentina or something, but they're Latinos from LA. Awesome. Wow, man. That vamp there, the drummer, wow, like this was some nice, you know, syncopated, you know, runs there with the, I mean, it reminded me a little bit of Terry Bozzio. They have Steve Stevens, who did Flamenco Go-Go, and he did also Black Light Syndrome with Tony Levin and Terry Bozzio, and they have this, like, these two albums released on Magna Carta, and they're instrumental, and they have like this really amazing music that I would read this book called The Kite Runner, and the music was just literally set, and you feel like you're in the desert. So I would have this album on repeat going through this book, you know. It was just the soundtrack of the book. It was so good. And I don't know if you've read The Kite Runner, but it's amazing. Don't watch the movie. Awesome band. Beautiful playing, the guitar, the violin, that drummer, the bass was beautiful. I love instrumental music, you know. So yeah, and they're gonna be they're on tour. They're gonna be in San Pedro on April 6th. Check them out, you know. I always like to, you know, announce bands when they're on tour. I'll say it. Okay, so this is the last one. Now, I didn't want to make this marathon too long, and this is quite a long song, but I don't care. Lee deserves it. We're going to play Egypt by Symphony X, and this is from 5. It's Roman 5, the new mythology. Sweet. This is from 2000, and this is Egypt, and this is going to blow your socks away. So let's go. I hope you like it. I hope everybody likes it. literally having a Jesus Christ. I haven't heard this in a while. Symphony X, man. Like when this came out, oh man, like it literally, I stopped listening to everything else, and then I got into like Holdsworth. But this was my metal band. Like even Dream Theater was like, I don't care, you know, because in 1990, I think 2000, when this came out, Dream Theater was, you know, I mean, they had just released, I think they're working on an album, so they released Metropolis Part 2, and then they were gonna release, I think, man, I don't remember, but the double album, you know. But this was just like, this took me by surprise, and then I mean, I went kind of backwards and just discovered their catalog. But this is so good. I love his vocals. I love the power he has. Very Bruce Dickinson. They're obviously inspired by a lot of bands like Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and Yngwie Malmsteen and Rainbow and you know, the list goes on. I love their work. They're so good. And just start from the beginning. They do have, like Dream Theater, their first album has a different vocalist, which I actually very like. And then the second album is just amazing. Damnation Game, The Vine Wings of Tragedy, and the list goes on. It's just a wonderful, their music, if you like metal, you know. Okay, let's keep going. Michael Pennella. Michael Pennella on the keyboard. Wonderful. Man, this was a trip. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed, everyone, this, you know, this almost like journey into the Middle East, you know, and Egypt and man, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed. I don't want to make it too long, but I hope, let me know what you thought. Put it in the comment section if you like what you hear, you know, and what we do here, Alexia and I. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you, Lee.